Geminis, I hope that you all had a great March. We're taking a look at the love messages that you have coming up for April. Some of the energies that came across in March might also pop up in April. So just keep that in mind. We have 3 stones for you to choose from. You have polished angelite, on this end. That'll be 1. In the middle, this is 2. That is a rough, smoky quartz. And at the end, you have 3, and that is polished kyanite. So I want you to take a minute, Geminis. Meditate on the stone that resonates with you the most. And then smoky quartz and kyanite, I'll see you a little bit later. Angelite, we're going to take care of you first. And I'm actually going to do a Celtic cross with the White Newman Tarot. We're doing a Celtic cross first with the White Newman Tarot, if I did not already say that. Angel Light, you've got the Emperor in reverse for your central theme of this cross. I suspect that this has something to do with you and how you operate in your world, how you operate for yourself. I don't know whether you are fully the master of everything, of all the tools that you have been given as the magician. I don't know if you're fully in charge of what you say to yourself or to others. I don't know if you're in charge fully of your intellect, of your intuition, of your emotions, of your earthly resources. I don't know that all of that is in alignment yet. You might be resisting this role, or you might be working on becoming high vibing, and that's why you're here. I do see that there is a tower in reverse. It may be that you were resisting the end of something, the pulling down of a foundation. And this is part of why you are here in this energy of the Emperor in reverse, not being the master of everything in your life, all the tools that you have within you. It may have been that you caused this particular tower moment. Angelite folks, take that as it resonates. There may be someone close to you who also caused this, and it came completely out of the blue. You thought you could trust this person. And in the future, it looks like you could have an opportunity for healing, or this fight could go on for a while. Let's get some more messages. I'm going to take from the top now. So with this energy of the Emperor, Angelite folks, I see that there is some Page of Wands energy in reverse. This is someone who does not wish to grow when it comes to doing stuff for themselves, taking charge of their life, of doing stuff, taking charge of their sexuality, of their creativity, of their spirituality, taking charge of the fire that is within us. It may be that you are kind of setting fires in places, Angel Light, and this might not be intentionally, okay? But it could be that you're just kind of lighting fires all over the place, and other people are kind of having to put them out behind you. I'm getting from Spirit to shuffle a little bit more. I guess I want clarification on this Page of Wands energy. Okay. So, Spirit is asking you to grow up a little bit, to continue to introspect, to continue to work with the universe closely. Something about the Hermit is that it is often depicted in the mountains. So, you are going to need to get close to the gods, so to speak. You're going to need to get close to your spirit guides, to your ancestors, to grow out of this reverse Page of Wands energy. It's not bad to be a Page of Wands. Everybody is there at some point when it comes to new projects, to starting a new way of like growing a new characteristic within yourself, for instance. But we're not there yet. I feel like this is kind of a stuck in neutral kind of feeling, just because something about this tower was really catastrophic. You might still be recovering from this, you might still be healing from this. You might flat out not be ready to move out of this safe place of thinking and processing about what happened. Yeah, I see you folks being deeply unhappy at this point. It may have been that this was a catastrophic breakup. It may be that a divorce is happening here, and you're just kind of stunned. You don't know how to move forward at this point. Your happiness has been upended. How do you move forward? And it may be that part of this unhappiness is that this conflict doesn't seem like it's going to end. You can see how this conflict is going to stretch on for years for some of you folks. Please take that as it resonates, not for everybody. But for a while, you can see how this Five of Swords energy could possibly last for a while for some of you folks. Angelite, let's take a look at your rod. Okay, so with your Three of Cups situation, this is your advice placement. And this is talking to you about your Five of Swords. There is a situation here where you have family members, friends, people in your immediate circle who are making things much worse for you. I don't get that these people particularly like you. They don't want you to necessarily move into this upright emperor where you are in charge of everything in your life. You're confident, you're happy with being in charge of your life. You don't need guidance from other people. These people would hate to see you in that energy, is what I'm getting for the month of April. Angelite folks, these people don't want to see you around your Ten of Cups, and in fact it is in reverse here. I was getting earlier that there might have been a divorce, there might be a breakup of a family here. Absolutely, there is the end of a happy situation here. For some folks, it might be that your Ten of Cups has been delayed significantly because of this situation. And this is the universe encouraging you to work closely with it here with the Hermit card. Go with the flow, with the universe's flow, I should say. Even when it hurts, even when you are letting go of people left and right. I'm also picking up some water energy. So even though you're a Gemini, you might have a lot of heavy air placements. You might also have a lot of heavy water placements as well, and that's what's going on here. Okay, yeah, we've got, unfortunately, you may have brought some people back into your life that the universe pulled out, and that's why that this tower moment happened. There was karma happening to these people that the universe tried to take out of your life, and it hurt to let these people go. Respect, okay? It's hard work to let go of people that we're comfortable with. But the universe wanted you to let these people go, Angelite folks, because they're ultimately not good for you. They don't like you. They don't want to see you be in this Emperor energy, and the universe wants you to be in this Emperor energy. I see you folks being genuinely afraid of what's going to happen if you do choose to follow the universe's call and do more introspection, do more work on yourself, and grow into this Emperor character. This is going to take hard work, and I'm concerned that you folks are afraid of that. If You can let these people, these destructive people, go out of your life. You can end conflict ultimately. And your outcome is that you get to work on something really, really neat. It'll take a while to work on this, but you can absolutely become this emperor if you choose to answer this judgment call. Continue to work with the hermit energy, introspection, study, right? What's been going on in the past? Why am I here? Why is this happening to me? Does this keep happening to me? And how can I keep it from happening to me again? I sense that folks can also benefit from therapy. If you are listening to Angelite folks, it might be that therapy will be fantastic for you folks. Of course, in conjunction with tarot. But I've never believed that any tarot reading done by anyone is a replacement for great therapy. And I really feel like therapy is going to be fantastic for you folks. I feel like you have already started, like you've had a difficult year already. So I honestly may be speaking to some water signs like Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer here. You might have those placements in your chart. So let me not sweep those away. And instead, I'm going to reach out for my uncertain oracle cards. This is from the Numinous Spirit Press. I'm going to take 3. I have here curiosity, rest, and I have solstice. So we do have a summer solstice coming up quickly. Beltane is coming up quickly. There might be something about that time period where things start to settle down or shift even more for some angelite folks, which is why you're being encouraged to rest, but still stay curious about your environment. And that would be, positive, upright Page of Wands energy, where you are curious about your environment. It's new. What new things can you do? But first, this is going to take some meditation, some introspection. Here we come back to the Hermit, and it may honestly be wise to not act as the Page of Wands, to not move around until you do have more information. That could be honestly what the Hermit is about, is being a little bit more cautious about how you study. You may be getting bad information from the people around you. Again, with this 3 of Cups and this 10 of Cups energy and this 5 of Swords, there may be people around you deliberately trying to mislead you, and you're not sure yet how to start listening to your own guidance. This is where spirit guides, ancestors, being in the air with the mountains, so to speak, right? Being connected to your ancestors is how you're going to upgrade yourself into being this emperor, and how you're going to ultimately answer this judgment call. There are multiple judgment calls headed your way. You didn't miss the one, can I just say, because there isn't the one. Almost never. You have multiple opportunities to answer this judgment call. It would be cruel for the universe to just send one. I'm reaching for my Lenormand deck. Let's take a look at the energies that we've got going on there. We'll do a 9-card spread. What messages do you want to give Spirit through this 9-card spread? Yeah, I see that you and your family are on a really difficult path right now. I'm getting Chariot energy, possibly a little bit of not reversed, but sideways. This is a decent size obstacle that you can still defeat, but it's up to you to decide how you want to handle this obstacle. Do you want to go around it? Do you want to go over it? Do you want to smash through it, for instance? Maybe with the family, smashing through stuff isn't the best option, but going around it or going over it might be. Take that as it resonates. But I see this being a very difficult journey and one that has moved quickly for you folks. This has ultimately been a really, it's been a reward and risk situation being with this family. Yes, you do get rewards, but the risks aren't worth it, especially when you have the snake popping up. Yeah, this has been. Oh, I'm getting energy where there is shit going on behind the scenes that you would never want the public to know. It would be humiliating for the public to know, but there's something about this energy that has the potential to unleash, and that's part of where I sense some humiliation coming in. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, you're gonna feel like you're gonna be dealing with this humiliation alone, and with this hermit energy. Please reach out to therapy, folks. I'm sorry, Angelite, that you've got a difficult situation here in April. I'm praying for you folks, okay? If you are working on becoming high vibing, I'm praying for you folks that you come into your energy as the Emperor. You've got multiple judgment calls, you can answer them. But your central theme is the bouquet, okay? So the bouquet lands on the house of the tree. This is a deeply rooted situation that has grown for a long time. It has leaves, it's bearing fruit, and now this is bitter fruit that people are having to eat. So I do see a tremendous amount of deception going on within the family. Nobody trusts each other here. This is a very cutthroat family, and it isolates everybody. It silos everybody, keeps them disconnected, disempowered, all this kind of awful stuff. I just see tremendous difficulties coming up with being isolated. Yeah, okay. Staying loyal to this, being siloed from these people, continuing to do what doesn't work is very dangerous, is a really dangerous possibility for the month of April, Angelite. Please take this as a warning and come back in tune with your spirit guides and your ancestors to see how this personally applies to you. But I see in the future that continuing to be loyal to these family members who want you isolated, who don't want you growing, who want you alone in your tower, ultimately, they're going to make life tremendously difficult for you. You need to get away from these people. Even if it feels utterly impossible, you say, I can't. You have to. The universe really needs you to do so. This may be a time for you to contact a lawyer on the down low, so to speak. So that's what's going on in your future, in your present. I do see a divorce here with the letter. That is a contract. That can be also a custody arrangement. That can be a really powerful letter that kind of breaks whatever's going on behind the scenes. Suddenly it's other people's business because they're bringing in flowers to kind of give their condolences to the situation. Flowers coming in for a funeral, so to speak, and I don't see death anywhere in this spread, and Spirit is shaking their head no. But the end of a situation, Spirit is nodding their head, I should say. What led to this deception opened this journey up to you folks. This is what, okay, lies were told in the past repeatedly, and this changed everything for you, for them, and made everything much more difficult. This may have been a person that the universe ultimately never wanted you to date, never wanted you to have a family with, never wanted you to marry. You weren't supposed to be with this person forever. You were supposed to have been with them for a season. There's someone walking away with a roller down the sidewalk. You're being encouraged to walk away with your baggage, and I get 10 of Wands energy. This might be really difficult for you folks with this 10 of Wands energy. You are still being asked to do this. And this might be where a therapist comes in handy. And for some folks, again, I don't see this in your spread, but for some rare angelite folks, you might be facing a domestic violence situation where you would need to get to a shelter. If you can do this as on the down low, as quietly as possible, watch out for opportunities in April to get out of your situation. Because I see the possibility that angelite folks are going to continue to stay loyal to this situation moving forward. They'll feel like that they have no choice, when in fact, angelite folks, you do. You do have the opportunity to welcome new love, new family into your life. But first and foremost, you're going to have to let go of the old ties, and you're going to have to let go of the old version of yourself, which was attracted to these people to begin with. Last and not least, I am going to take a look at the Sufi wisdom. You're being asked to speak out, to communicate, to resolve conflicts. Within yourself. It may be that you can't resolve this conflict again with that Five of Swords in reverse. These people fight just constantly for the hell of it, right? It's time to get away from that and to speak your truth to a therapist. And if you can find a soul, an earth angel who genuinely cares about you, awesome. But it might be a therapist who's best for you at this point. Speak out, and a trauma, and you can bring about the dawn of love for yourself. I knew that you would have new love for yourself eventually. And first, you have to let go of a lot of garbage first, okay? Spirit wants you to know that they love you very much and they want the best for you. You had a lot of major arcana energy going on in your Celtic cross spread. Please take care of yourselves first, in the sense that you help yourself and you don't self-medicate. There is a difference, okay? Take care of yourselves.
Smoky Quartz, folks, I hope that you're all doing well. I'm going to take a look at a Celtic cross, I should say, for your April and what you've got going on. So, Smoky Quartz. Spirit wants me to use the Numinous Tarot. Numinous Tarot is a fantastic deck for LGBT folks, for folks of color. Very, very awesome. Differently able folks, it covers everybody. So this is y'all's central theme. Smoky Quartz, folks. This is the Nine of Pentacles in this case, and it's in reverse. So you may not feel like you're that valuable at all, Smoky Quartz people. You may feel like you're not worth anything, like you're not worth this fantastically beautiful library that's all yours, right? It's not a public library, it's your personal library, but at this point, I don't feel like you feel like you're worthy of this beautiful arrangement. which, by the way, you've worked really, really hard for. The implication is that you took years to accumulate all those beautiful books. Oops, excuse me. Taken from the bottom of the deck for the moment. Oh, excuse me. Spirit says keep shuffling. I apologize. We're taking that back. That other card flew out. It may be that it may have been that, Smoky Quartz folks, that you were more in the daydreamy kind of atmosphere. And you didn't really plan to become this person who is worth so much. It feels like you're underselling yourself here. You are actually worth the Nine of Pentacles upright. But in this case, I feel like you don't even begin to see yourself that way. You haven't made plans to grow into this Nine of Pentacles energy. Interesting. Let's have one more. Spirit says we're going to continue to shuffle. Interesting. Y'all have an interesting spread coming up. So this is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This would be a situation where you're kind of feeling stuck because you don't see yourself as the Nine of Pentacles. Also, that's kind of Empress energy. You don't see yourself there for whatever reason. You're not interested in exploring. Yeah, you don't want to explore. You might be hurt. There might be something about this situation that you're hurt about. Spirit says no more shuffling. But you're Queen of Wands energy here. In this case, it's Creator of Wands. They're really like, as if there wasn't any gender in tarot before, there really, really isn't. So this would be Queen of Wands energy. That would be Knight. And then the Page is, I'll remember it just a second, but the King is an oracle, I believe. Is like, oh, excuse me, the mist, the mystic. Yes, there we go, the mystic. So in this case, you are in Queen of Wands energy. That is you feeling out your magical abilities, your psychic abilities. You may be very psychic, for instance, and I believe that everybody is psychic to some degree, but you may be ultra psychic, and you're not using that. You're not using this wonderful library, this wonderful amount of knowledge that you have about your earthly existence to make it as below, so above. You're not exploring this, even though you absolutely have this ability. That's what's going on above you. And it may be that you're exploring this on a very surface level, but you're not getting deep into it yet. So there is a transition coming up. Some stuck in neutral energy, but it's like that happens just before a major shift happens. So you are transitioning into something new here. It's the beginning of one era after the end of a new one, after the end of an old one. So you may be also kind of learning how to value yourself. We were talking about not valuing yourself earlier. You may be learning how to right now. I'm kind of getting hermit energy here. Okay, yeah, you are going to need to do a decent amount of healing before you move on. You have here the Star. Do get in touch with the universe. This might be where you go back out into nature, and that is where you get in touch with your spirit guides. You might like to be, I don't know where I got this, like mountains. You might like to be high up in the air, because traditionally that's where the gods have been. You might like to be up there, for instance. But to leave your situation, to have the best future possible, to move forward deliberately, carefully, all that good stuff, as the upright explorer of pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, you're going to need to heal completely before you move on. The universe would be happy to facilitate that for you. Yep, balance needs to be brought back to your situation. Whatever's going on, there might have been a genuinely chaotic situation. It may have been that this person wasn't willing to work with you. They weren't willing to go into the future forward with you. There's a breakup happening here. And that's probably why I see single folks moving forward. And the Knight of Pentacles is also about an individual being fine on their own. They don't need other people. It may have been that a breakup happened in the past, and Temperance is here to equalize the situation. I see that as your external circumstances, and that might be why you're kind of like, I need another person in order to feel valuable. How can I feel loved if I'm not in a relationship? And you may not flat out not be willing to explore life alone. But that is what the universe wants you to do for the time being. This is absolutely not forever. I feel like a lot of people, in order to have the best possible relationship, they need to be alone for a while. They need to learn how to be alone. And here's that mystic that we were talking about. So this would traditionally in the Rider-Waite-Smith be the king, but we're going completely gender-free here, which I freaking love. The mystic of bells here. This is the King of Swords energy. This is you listening to the song of the universe. Not only that, you can channel it down to other people. Channel it over to other people. All the awesome revelations that the universe, all the downloads the universe is getting. You are not holding on to it tightly, because how can it ring if you do that? But on the other hand, you are very much in touch with it. You don't control it, the universe does, but you're still in contact with it. You can teach other people how to do this. And I see you being afraid of becoming that mystic of bells, becoming this person who is completely in charge of their communication patterns within themselves, with others, completely in charge of their intellect, how they strategize about a situation. This is about you being completely in control of your spirituality, being an oracle, so to speak, and you're afraid of that. And you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse here, but then you have the the Ten of Pentacles upright as your future. If you heal yourself, you take the time, all the time in the world that you need to heal from this breakup, and you don't start a new relationship immediately with the Temperance card. Let balance come back into play before you move into a new future with a new love. You can have an awesome situation, an awesome happily ever after with somebody new who genuinely wants to build a happily ever after with you, a firm foundation, a house that you've paid for, right? A savings account that is full. You don't need to worry about your earthly resources with this new person. First, you must heal yourself. We don't need clarification on the Celtic cross, but I do want to use the Uncertain Oracle. This is made by the same people, the same press that put out the Numinous Tarot. Fractured. integration and fractured. So after everything has been fractured into pieces, then it's time to bring them back together in the fashion that you want, with the guidance of the universe. This is a breakup that needed to happen. In the future, you'll be able to integrate the past into your future self, and this is how you become literally a light worker for some of you folks, but also this is how you reach your highest version of yourself, how you reach your highest good. We do, in some cases, need to fall apart first before we can be put back together in the way that we're supposed to be. It's almost like before this, a bone got broken, it healed improperly. It needs to be broken again in order for it to be healed fully, properly, in a way that you can use it. It feels like you've been through lots of relationships that have fractured you in the past. And this is a new opportunity for you folks to let this breakup happen. Go through all the emotions that come with an ending like this. Move forward into your highest good and move forward into your best relationships possible. Let's do a Lenormand spread. More clarification from the universe, more messages from the universe. I do see abuse here, conflict within your family, within this, and it's been around for a while too. It's like this, it's like conflict just comes out of nowhere. It's like a fight just pops out of nowhere. And it's been like this for forever. I'm getting like Nine of Wands energy in reverse, like it's walking on eggshells energy. Anything could happen and you have to be completely on your guard, ready to fight. This is exhausting. You can't keep doing that. Some finances got exposed and cut off. So this might be your situation. You do have the Sun card in the middle, your central theme, which is an awesome one. It points to long-term success, about light shining on situations that needed light on them to begin with. This is about sex. This was a sexual choice. This is a repressed sexual choice. And it lands on the house of deception. This is also about repression. So this was a choice that this person really didn't want to talk about. And yet, people do talk about this. The coffin lands on the house of the bouquet, which means that people talk about this all the time. They may be talking about this with other people. They may be sharing the choices that you have, like the choices that you have made together with your partners. They may be just spreading that around everywhere. This is a kind of sexuality that you thought, a kind of sexual practice that you thought you wanted, but this person was trying to get you to do something for their own satisfaction. They did not have your satisfaction in mind at all. This was in the past. This was a catastrophic, for some folks, this might have been sexual assault. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am praying for your healing. This might have led to a situation where this was exposed in one of the most humiliating ways possible. Someone made a choice to just spread this around like it was news. And in the future, I do see some struggles with your finances, with the finances associated with this situation at the very least. I see poverty for this situation. In fact, long-term repression of finances, that's poverty. That's struggling with a situation. This is why you need to heal. This is a good time to reach out to therapy if you feel like that is the best course of action for you folks. I don't believe that tarot reading done by anyone is ever a replacement for therapy, for advice from medical professionals, from lawyers, accountants, that kind of thing. But if you're to get to this Ten of Pentacles energy, this Ten of Tomes energy, you are going to need to first tap into the universe. An accountant may help here, but I'm also getting that there are some karmic results coming out of this situation that are part of why poverty is here being discussed. And I do see all these fights that have kind of been repressed. I do see these coming to light here. That's what you have moving into the future. Take this as it resonates. Smoky Quartz folks, you have a lot going on in your reading. You're being asked to surrender to the universe with joy, to go with the flow, to tap into the universe that is that creator of candles energy, creator of wands energy. You're going to need to tap into your intuition, into your magical abilities, in alignment with your highest good and in alignment with what your spirit guides, your ancestors want. This is how you love yourself. The Sufi Wisdom Oracle is all about you coming into greater love with yourself, and then by extension, you come into greater love for other people, for the universe, even when situations are awful, even when people are awful, you still love yourself, and that can't be attacked at the end of the day when it is fueled by spirit, when it is fueled with that fire energy coming in from the Queen of Wands. And again, I'm getting some tower energy here. There might be some really tumultuous times as you heal through this situation. I see that this has been kind of catastrophic. We don't have the tower, but it feels like a bunch of the other cards that would indicate the tower are here. Spirit wants you to know that they love you very much and they want the very best for you. Listen closely to their messages. If something feels like a download, if something just pops into your head out of nowhere, do examine it to make sure that it makes common sense, right? But if it is in alignment with your highest good, even if it's painful, do it. Smoky Quartz folks, I hope that you have a great April. Please take care. Polished Kyanite folks, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a good March. Let's take a look at the April energies that you have coming towards you as far as love is concerned. Oof. I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you folks, but we've already got stuff falling out. Spirit says shuffle them all back in. So that's your past. You are the dreamer of wands, or the page of wands, if you will. This is the person who imagines, so gets the downloads that something's on the way, for instance. And then you had a choice, right? And I see here that you made a choice. You weren't sure for a while which bell would ring, but finally and at last you've made a choice, and you don't need to be in your head anymore. It's over. Then you've got the Knight of Wands, or the Explorer of Candles, here also in reverse. Be cautious, Kyanite folks, that your fire doesn't go out, nor do you go around setting fires on other people, on other situations that just need calm. This is about having control over the fire that you bring to the table. Tell you what, I'm going to shuffle a little bit for that crossing energy. There may be a clue in there. Okay, you've got the Lovers, and for Gemini, I would kind of expect to see that. So this would be about unity within yourself, Gemini, being about both the Empress and the Emperor energy. And it may be that there is something to do with this choice that you've made, that maybe you're a little bit too excited and you're going a little bit too fast, for instance. Slow down and be a campfire instead of being a grass fire. Okay, look at videos of grass fires and see how fast those spread. We don't want to be that kind of energy. We just want a nice campfire that we can roast some potatoes on. Come into your energy as the Queen of Cups, or in this case, the Creator of Vials. This is the kind of person who is going to be in touch with their intuition. Moon energy, you're going to, maybe you want to do some work, moon work, for instance, but absolutely you're going to be a part of your emotions, be able to name them but not be overwhelmed by them, and you'll be able to nurture other people through their tumultuous emotions as well. Often what's pictured in these vials are scenes. So like a forest within this vial. What is it? On the King of Cups, it's not clear what she's got. It's a gold heart. She is protecting a tiny gold heart in this case, sort of, but she's not completely closing it off from people, and she can't if this creator is to stay in contact with their intuition. There is no gender in tarot, most especially not this one. And you have some neat things coming in on the bottom of the deck because you made this choice. Now you've got some neat things rolling in. So we've got beacons, so to speak, that are bringing in ships to let them know where to not park. How do you park ships? I'm sorry, I'm not a boating person at all. But wherever you park your ship, so to speak, they're trying to let you in, let you know that's where you go. The universe is excited for what you've got going on here. You chose to go into the library, stop burning the books, and go into the warm library for resources. So that is actually your advice. If you want to slow down, for instance, go for help, right? Go to a therapist, to an accountant, to a lawyer, to a professional. I've always said that no tarot reading done by anyone is ever a replacement for a professional, but tarot is fantastic when used in conjunction with professional services. So professional services like a therapist, for instance. That is the kind of energy that I'm getting here, that you have chosen to go in for resources, or you're being encouraged to go in for resources, because I see that you might be struggling to see the positives in your situation. You just may flat out be going through a difficult time, and depression, anxiety is a real issue for you. The universe really wants you to pull over and take the time to heal yourself, and that might be part of how you heal this Explorer of Candles in reverse energy. That your fire doesn't go out, but you're not also like spreading fires everywhere either. It's controlled, and a controlled exploration of what your creative spiritual abilities can do. Excuse me. because balance needs to be brought back to this situation. Balance has been thrown off, and you might be afraid of balance coming back to this situation. You might be afraid of what that looks like. Because this is the beginning of a new era here. It is the end of one era and the start of a new one. You might be kind of afraid here of this. But when you go in for resources, when you go in for help, when you end just blindly following other people's guidance when it doesn't necessarily work for you, then you can stop doing damage to other people, stop taking bad advice, for instance. Then you can transition into a new era where you're doing different stuff to your highest good. You do want this transition. You do want this. You want balance being brought back to the universe. You do want to be healed here. I don't know why. I have got a catch in my throat, but maybe someone doesn't want you to hear this message. Excuse me, please. Okay. So let's do a Lenormand spread first. Next, I should say. 9 cards. What is going on with this situation exactly? Or what other messages would Spirit like to pass on? This is a conflict. Okay, now you've got a spread that kind of already mirrors another spread that somebody else had. You might like to check out the Smoky Quartz reading and see what's going on there. This is a conflict in your home that moves quickly. It's over and done with before you even know it. And all you can feel is traumatized, like you've been beaten. Literally. Maybe for some of you folks. And you've got deception. There is something about your social circumstances that is revealing some deception that's been going on, and the snake card is your central theme here. Excuse me. This is kind of disturbing. There are people in your life who have been happy to keep you in conflict, who have been happy to lie to you because they don't particularly care about you. They made a choice. They've made a choice to consistently make drama part of your life. They've chosen this for you because they don't want to see you in your highest good. They want to see you pulled down and in a bad spot, basically. They've chosen over and over to fight, I can see, leading up in the past, over and over again. Even when they've had opportunities to, de-escalate the situation, they've wanted to fight because it makes them feel good. That is so weird. We don't need people in our lives like that. My God, life is awful enough. We still have a pandemic going on. Life is dramatic enough. We don't need people who enjoy fighting. In fact, that's probably why our lives are as dramatic as partly why they're as dramatic as they are. These people love to fight. They choose it over and over again. They love to lie about you, to you. All kinds. They lie about literally everything. They lie about how much your family loves you. I don't feel like your family likes you that much at all, unfortunately. They prefer to create drama. And in the future, this isn't going to end. As long as you're around these people, this isn't going to end. Even though these people are going to be exposed in a major way, for instance. It's interesting. There's going to be some news that exposes someone who's had a really dominant effect over this whole situation. This person has made choices consistently which just catch everybody off guard, and everybody's fighting with each other, but nobody's attacking this person yet. But in the future, I do see that ending, that there's going to be an exposure of this person, and it's going to be news, quite literally, to people. I'm getting like a messenger kid hauling around newspapers. Really destructive energy. It distresses me that you've got the snake, one of the more poisonous, literally, cards in the Lenormand deck. I'm sorry that you have family that don't care about you. Their deception has been there all along. I don't know. I bet they've told you more lies than they've told you truths at this point. There's something about that bouquet on the house. Like your family may be extroverted, and this exposure may take a while for it to happen at the end of the day. But the sun still clears away the fog or the confusion. I noted that the sun lands on the house of clouds, which would be about not seeing your way forward clearly. The sun's going to burn all of that away very clearly for you if you haven't already seen your way forward into it. Whoops, excuse me. I haven't shuffled yet. So, I have got the Uncertain Oracle here. This is made by the same people who put out the Numinous Tarot, which is what you see with the Celtic cross here. So coming up in the solstice, Geminis, and I bet that your birthday may land around that time, very close to around that time, and that may be your personal solstice, so to speak. I want you to have a good, fun time. Because it looks like the universe is going to be giving some relief to your situation, or something about the choices that you make are ultimately going to give you release. Trust that it's going to be okay to be joyful in the future, that you have reasons to be joyful in the future, in spite of the fact that you are still wading through a bad family situation. Letting go of this, allowing the end to happen, allowing temperance to restore balance to the situation is ultimately going to bring you healing, and you need that. Last and not least, I want to take a look at the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. Okay, so for the month of April, you may be working within some constrictions, and you're being asked to work with them in the sense that you reach your highest good as a result of working with those boundaries. So instead of fighting against stuff that happens necessarily, tap into the universe and see what your spirit guides, what your ancestors want you to do with the situation. Maybe they want you to fight the obstacle. Maybe they want you to work with what's going on and go with the flow, to continue to allow yourself to develop, because it's kind of a seed energy in the sense that for a while the seed is very constricted before it turns into roots and a plant, a sprout, so to speak. And I'm kind of getting that sensation here. You're going to need to be a tightly constricted seed before you can become a sprout and get into something new. At the same time, you're being asked to explore this happy side of your life, which is where that laughter comes in. It's about trusting that an era is ending. Here comes death, right? And be sure to accept it with open arms. And this is magician energy right here. Concealed power. This is about you having all the tools at your fingertips within yourself. You don't need anyone else to bring awesome things to your situation. You have everything you need within yourself. Loving yourself above all, and that's really what the Sufi wisdom cards are about, is if you love yourself first, you can love your circumstances, people, and the universe a whole lot more differently if you first and foremost focus on why you should love yourself. And maybe that's a project for April, folks. This wouldn't necessarily be about romantic love, although later on in life that might happen, especially when you bring in new beginnings with this death card. But this is first and foremost about loving yourself. Folks, those are all the messages I have for you in the month of April. Please take care of yourselves.